Have you heard of the flat Earth? Take one of these, man, or have a laugh. Have a laugh, bro. For real. Read that shit and laugh. Have a good day, guys. Have a good day. I do. Would you like to? You have a minute to talk? A quick moment. Okay. All good. No, quick. Okay. Just look into it. Look into it. I'll be here for like a couple hours. Yeah. Yep. Have a good day, guys. I'll see you around. Yeah, I'll see you. Come back around, guys. What? He seemed like you might believe me. I don't know. How you doing? Have you ever heard of the flat Earth? Research? Do some research, cause there's never been a experiment proving water sticking to a spinning ball. So that means they're lying. Whoa, I've used 100 pamphlets. Dude, 100 people got flat smacked here in fucking Hippie Hill right now, man. I just fucking handed out 100 of these. Literally 100. Well, one flew in the wind just now, but 100. Like 99, man. That's a good run for today, man. I got one last one for the lucky individual, man. This is gonna be the main flat smack right here. I already talked to her about it up there. She's walking back. She's probably just chilling in the park today. But yeah, this one is gonna have to be a main one. I'm gonna try and do some good. Really turn on some light bulbs. Get this next flat smack, hopefully. I don't think they speak English. I was gonna ask them, but yeah, no. Seem like tourists. Fucking Hippie Hill is known for tourists, man. Every fucking day of the year, dude. What's up, Brody? How you doing today, man? It's a good day. Fucking school, right? Always. Did you have science class today?
I had physics.
Oh, man. Have you ever heard of the flat Earth, dude?
No, but I heard about the round one.
Dude, all right, well, definitely, right? Well, give me one experiment or evidence that makes you think the Earth is round. And I'm on YouTube if that's all right.
All right, cool.
You want to look at my channel and subscribe if you want, man.
All right, so
Just one, yeah.
Gravity, like the
Gravity,
center
right?
of
Gravity, right? Like things fall, right?
Yeah.
So do you know where that theory of gravity? Have you ever heard of it actually being called the theory of gravity? Did you know that it was a theory that it hasn't been proven yet?
I mean, it kind of has been.
Well, do you know where gravity comes from? The experiment that gravity came from, that Newton got that from. Come over here, bro. Yeah. So Newton, yeah. So that's what they tell us, right? In our fucking.
Yeah, but they also tell us that each object that has any kind of significant mass.
Yeah, mass attracts mass, right?
Yeah.
So do you know where? So this is where gravity came from, and look this up, man. So Newton got gravity from a guy named Cavendish, and so what he did was he had a wooden shed, and he suspended 2 lead balls, and he watched them from a distance. Supposedly, over time, the balls touched, and so that's where we got our theory of gravity from. Now, the problem with this.
What was it?
So it was in a wooden shed.
Yeah.
He had 2 lead balls suspending from like the ceiling, and he supposedly like from a distance with a binoculars watched them like touch over time.
Yeah.
And so that's where mass attracts mass
the
came from.
problem is that experiment, I'm assuming, was done on Earth.
It was.
Earth weighs like significantly more than nothing.
See, here's the thing. Here's the thing though. So the problem with this whole experiment is that in all of our schools and universities, they have tried to recreate this and haven't been able to do so. And so through the scientific method, that says that either the individual that said this at first was a problem with what he said, or there's a problem with our experiment.
Well, I mean, the force of gravity on Earth, like
the
force at which they're getting like pulled towards the center of Earth is stronger than the force that they're pulled towards each other.
Did you know? And look this up. There's never been an experiment in our lifetime, in anyone's lifetime. There's never been an experiment to prove water sticking to a spinning ball. There's never been one. Look it up, man. When you go home, try and look it up, man. Take this, man.
On a spinning ball.
Take this up. Yeah.
Sure. On a spinning ball. Okay, let's say the ball is our Earth.
Yeah.
We're holding a ball on our Earth, so that's the center of gravity, not this. So the force of gravity on the water is coming from there.
So are you saying that there's no way to replicate this?
Well, unless you go into like somewhere in like deep space or something.
No, I'm talking about there's never been an experiment showing how water sticks to a spinning ball. Like if I had a water bottle right now and I were to bend it, the water would go to one side and go to one side. The water has never bent.
Yeah, but that's because
it's impossible.
It's gonna end up trying to go to the floor because
no, it's in a container though.
Oh, it's in a container.
Yeah, if I had like a water bottle,
is the container
I bent it. Yeah, it's like right here.
It doesn't block out the force of gravity from Earth.
No, I'm talking about, dude. Like, so if I had like a water bottle and I bent it, so the water would go to like one side and go to the other side. Yeah. It wouldn't like. There's never been like water bending, and so basically like.
Well, I feel like it's just like. To do these kinds of experiments that you're explaining, you have to do them in space where there's or in an environment where there's no gravity.
And so that's another problem is that everything that NASA does is supposedly it's all in a like for example the Big Bang.
Yeah.
Me and you can never do an experiment to verify or falsify that.
Well, no, but we could find evidence that it happened.
How? Unless we're in space, which we can't get to.
Yeah, or
right?
The fact that like all the planets are getting like farther apart.
And how do you know this from science class and from what they tell us, right, on the news and shit, right? And how can we falsify that? How can we prove them wrong or right? There's no way. There's no way for me and you to do that.
Well, I feel like the Big Bang doesn't really have much to do.
No, well, this is just anything, dude. Yeah. Anything NASA does, man. The only thing we can prove and falsify are their images.
NASA's not the only organization that does that.
Oh no, all of the space agencies are lying, man. Like DR, like have you ever seen an image of Earth?
On a WhatsApp like group chat or something?
Well, I mean, honestly, if you think about it, if this was true, if they were lying, everyone wouldn't have to know. Because I watched like if you watch like the Chinese and the Japanese satellite landings when they're landing these things on the asteroids and shit. You know, in the control room, these people like literally think that they're doing something. And then have you ever played Kerbal Space Program? It's all math, man. You know, you know, it's a simulation. So they truly think that they're, landing something. But the only people that would have to know that it's a real or not is the guy that's watching the data, because he would know that there's no real data being collected.
I think I was just kind of confused. So there's like parallel universes and like realities. And
well, that's what they say.
One where gravity is real.
Oh well, man. I mean, have you ever heard of density and buoyancy?
Yeah.
So if I were to drop, so if I drop this phone, it falls because
it's getting pulled because there's from the Earth.
No, there's never been an experiment to prove water sticking to a spinning ball, man. Look it up, man. Dude, I mean, don't take my word for any of this shit, dude. Don't take that. Yeah.
Sticking to this ball.
And how can you prove that?
It's not flying away.
Well, that also explains density and buoyancy. And have you ever heard of Occam's razor? Well, that basically says that if you have a theory about something, look, this dude, don't take anything I'm saying real, man. Look it all up, dude. That's why I gave you the pamphlet, man. So, Occam's razor says that if you have a theory about something that takes like 5 steps or something, and somebody comes along and says, hey, I have a theory that explains that same thing in like simpler steps, then by Occam's razor, that theory is automatically takes the place, and the original one has to reevaluate its method. And so all I'm really trying to say is that, I mean, really just look into it, man. Because, I mean, there has never been an experiment proving water sticking to a spinning ball. There has never been one. There's never, man.
The fact that it's spinning doesn't...
And how about Earth spin? Do you know, have you ever heard about the Michelson-Morley experiment? Michelson-Gale? Dude, every experiment known to man that has been done to try and prove that the Earth spins has failed, man.
I mean...
Has failed.
Except for, looking at it from the moon.
Wait, what?
Okay, so
and how does that prove anything?
Wait, do you think that the sun revolves around the Earth or something?
So I'm thinking, I'm thinking yes, that the sun moves around the Earth, a geocentric view. And if you also think about that, if this is the sun, right, my phone, so and we're Earth.
Is flat, so I'm just confused. So if the Earth were flat, is there 2 sides? And
well, that's a good question, man. Well, that's a very good question. Definitely. No, I definitely feel you on that, man.
Because
definitely,
flat,
it's a good question.
Either side,
great question.
Oh, there's a rough
you smoke. Yeah, bro.
I mean, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
so if the Earth were flat, the center of gravity would still be what is it, like a disc?
Well, so basically, if I'm not mistaken, what I think you're talking about is so if you were to take the globe, right? You have the North Pole on the top, South Pole on the bottom, right? If you were to just rip that open, So now the North Pole is still at the middle,
So the center
and so
of
that's
it-
why our compasses still point
Okay,
north.
so I'm
You
still
know.
confused. So is it like just?
Well,
Is it
thickness,
double-sided?
yeah, like okay, I feel it. Well, nobody knows,
Okay,
man.
well, even
Nobody
if it were-
knows. But
so
what
it's
we
an
do
exact-
know,
is it a circle?
well, what you do know is
Alright.
that all you know how we have like homelessness and hunger and all this
Yeah.
shit, and our countries can't agree on anything right now, war
Alright.
and all that.
'Cause-
All of our countries, well, forget about why. They
Yeah.
all agreed on one thing. And then look this up. It's called the Antarctic Treaty. Every country on our Earth has signed this paper,
Yeah.
and it says that me and you can't explore Antarctica. No private company can explore Antarctica. Now we can
But,
get on a
like,
plane and go
multiple
out there,
have, though.
and who?
Like, well, no, I like in National Geographic.
Oh, yeah, I bet you, man. They'll take you, man. You can fucking catch a plane out there and be like, yeah, man, I want to see Antarctica. You'll get a tourist company. They'll take you around and see a couple penguins. You know, I don't know, man. I've never been, but I've heard that people fly out there. So I mean, I'm
Yeah.
guessing. I mean, the only people that have ever been over this ice wall, and like literally Google Arctic ice wall.
Yeah.
There's a fucking ice wall that surrounds all of our countries.
Yeah.
That's like 800 feet high, man. And I mean, dude,
All of our-
Google
what
it,
do you
man.
mean, like
Yes. So basically, yeah. If you take
So
this
is there
globe,
already a wall like in the southern border, and Trump's just like.
I mean, what do you mean?
Well, you say there's an ice wall around.
Around all of our countries, yeah.
You mean continents or like?
Continents, yeah.
Okay. So, all right.
So, like, I mean,
wait,
you
I
know,
have
you-
another, like things though.
Yeah.
So if the Earth is flat,
Yeah.
there's still like gravity like would still work, right?
Well, I mean,
So-
well, gravity is easier explained by density and buoyancy. See, density says that
Yeah.
an object's mass,
Well, no, it's-
which is greater than the air that surrounds it, it will fall. If the object's mass is less than the air that surrounds it, it
That's
will
not
rise.
really- density is just like, look, like if you have like your book bag right
Yeah.
there, it weighs. If your beer weighed more than your book bag, or the same amount, if they
Yeah.
weighed the same amount, the beer would obviously be way more dense than it is now. But they still weigh the same amount. Like, I mean, they still like weigh the same amount as each other. So like, okay, look. So
I don't know, man.
If your beer and your bag were to weigh the same amount,
But they don't. And see, now we're
but
getting into
that's just, like,
hypotheticals.
that's not
like now we're just being like, well, what if?
well, no, I'm just
We
saying,
can't do that. This is real world.
Well, just let me
you
make
know?
this like
Yeah, yeah.
hypothetical real quick. So if they did weigh the same amount, the
Yep.
force of gravity would be the same on them,
Okay.
regardless of how dense they are. Now, if you were to drop them, you'd have to consider things like wind resistance and air resistance and all that stuff. But,
Okay.
like,
Well, they don't weigh the same
Yeah.
amount though.
yeah, I know. But if you have, like,
You know what I mean?
no, obviously, like, for example, like iron is more
Yeah.
dense than like, I don't know, like dirt or whatever.
Yeah, yeah. I feel
But
it.
if you had like, it's like the pound of feathers and the pound of rocks thing.
Oh yeah, and then you drop them in
So
the
if
no
you-
air
if
pressure and
you
stuff
were
like
to
that.
Compress a pound of feathers into like one like object.
Are you talking about like that experiment that's like if you drop like the bowling ball and the feather in the air, the bowling ball obviously
no,
fall
no,
faster than the one
no.
without that?
Well, no, it's like if you have a bowling ball
Yeah.
and it's and you have feathers and it's a pound of feathers and a 1 pound bowling ball,
Okay.
which is kind of light for a bowling ball, but yeah, and then you have the feathers compressed to like the same like density as the bowling ball is. They're gonna like the force of gravity is the same on them.
Yeah.
Cause like it's like
Well, this is about density, man. Density just
Well, no,
says
density
that if an
is-
object's
no,
mass
density
is
just
greater
has to do-
than the air that surrounds it, it will fall. If it is lighter, then it will
well, no,
rise.
the density is about like density is more like it has to do with like how much space it takes up versus how much it weighs.
Okay.
So
Good conversation, bro.
yeah. Yeah. So like, yeah, I feel like the whole density thing isn't really as relevant.
Okay,
Density
okay.
doesn't have to do much with gravity.
Okay. I mean, well, I'm saying that gravity doesn't. I mean, not that it doesn't exist, but it's never been proven
Yeah.
because there's never been an experiment
But what's the
proving
point
water
of
to a spinning
making that
spinning
point?
ball. Because you can like drop shit all day and be
Yeah.
like gravity, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
but
but you
unless
could
you can
also
prove
go
it
to
and
other-
replicate it, because science says using the scientific method with empirical
Well, I mean,
evidence.
If you go to the moon and you drop something, it's gonna fall on the moon.
But I mean, we can't. I mean, NASA says we can't go to the moon right now because of the Van Allen belts and shit.
Well, yeah. Also, we don't. It's kind of expensive to go.
Oh, do you know how much money they get every day, dude? And we have like homelessness and hunger.
A lot.
Take a
but,
guess.
I don't know.
56 million
Every
a day. It's 400 billion a year, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm pretty sure. How much debt does our country have?
I am not sure, man.
Pretty sure
I'm not
it's,
sure,
like,
man.
Below, like way below that.
Yeah.
So, if our country spent that every year, our debt would be like significantly higher.
Well, I'm not sure about that, but
Well, yeah,
I mean, I know
$1
for a fact that our government is like not. I mean, like shit. They come on the news all the time saying that like like the army can attract for like $1 trillion that goes through their funds and shit.
NASA has way less than $400 billion dollars per year.
Okay.
Gets that.
So what other things may make you think the Earth is round? Because gravity, that's a good one, and I'll let you won on that one. I'll give that one to you, bro. I don't know enough to get any detail on that, so I will give you that, and I'll have to do my research on that, brother. I'll do my own research on what you said, man. Yeah, because
if you look up the equation for the force of gravity on an object, I'm pretty sure. Don't like quote me for this because I am really bad at memorizing concepts.
no worries, it's good.
It's like something like force of gravity equals
MC squared times that
like
one.
Mass times radius of the Earth. No. It's It's force of gravity equals. Yeah, I'm blanking on it, but yeah.
This is just something interesting.
Also, the Earth isn't perfectly round.
Well, they say it's a blatant spheroid, man. That's just something fucking interesting, dude.
Yeah, but it's
I've
just
never
like
seen
a
that
very
before.
like, it's like not exactly round because it's pretty much impossible for like an object to be like perfectly round.
I don't have the thing I wanted to show you, but
yeah, if you were to so obviously the force, like if you have one object that weighs a certain amount, the force of gravity is like slightly like like this is so small you can probably not even measure it.
Yeah.
But like if you were to have something that weighs like 5 pounds, like somewhere else on the Earth it would weigh like it's like such a little like difference. It's like barely measurable, probably not even measurable. But like since if it's not a perfect circle, so in some places it's going to be slightly like more. The force of gravity is going to be slightly stronger. But like very slightly, like incredibly slim difference.
So I mean, this is just pointing at. See, like another reason why people think Earth is round is mainly because like pictures, right? Satellite pictures, right? We have fucking satellites taking pictures all the time, dude, right? Now, do you know how we get images of Earth? Every image that's ever been done. Do you know how NASA says on their website?
I mean, it's not just NASA.
Well, every space agency, everyone.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna say that because I don't want to say things I don't know.
Yeah.
I know for a fact NASA does this.
Yeah.
So I mean, so for our Earth, they on their website openly say so. There's supposedly no camera that's like big enough to take like one image of Earth. So what they do?
What do you mean big enough? Because
so
my
like,
phone camera could probably take an image of
Earth.
Earth.
Yeah, if you were
it's
like
far
further
enough.
away. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, right? Like, why don't they just send fucking Hubble so far away and just turn around, right?
Yeah.
That's the question I'm asking too, dude.
Well,
and so this is the problem. So this is the problem.
You fisheye lens makes everything.
Yes,
look
you're right, man.
closer,
You're right,
so
man.
it could be like a multitude of all these.
You're right, man.
Yeah.
You're already like fisheye lens. That always is gonna curve the thing.
Yeah.
The fact that the way that we get our pictures is they attach 100 cameras to the bottom of a plane, and they fly it over a bunch of times, take strips of images, and then they put them in Photoshop and they like stitch them on a ball.
Yeah.
Shape. So, I mean, it's not that our pictures are fake, but they are going through Photoshop.
Okay,
you know what
so
I mean?
the plane is moving, and they're taking like 100 photos or something as they're moving.
Like thousands of photos.
And then they
supposedly.
stitch them over each other. Then why is every country like? You'd have to take one photo. Every country would be all like mixed up.
Dude, I mean, look into this shit, man. Have you seen? There's actually an image on YouTube. NASA's. If you Google the image of Earth in 2012, and in like I think it's like 2015, North America is like 30% of the planet on the image, and in like 2012, it's like normal size. Wait, what? 30%? Like, I mean, if that's the case, if it's growing at that rate exponentially, then fucking it should be Planet America right now, dude.
I mean, that's.
You haven't seen the image, so you don't really know what I'm talking about. But like when you look at the images, bro, like literally 30% of the planet is America on there, and on the 2012 one, it's like normal
in both
size.
photos, America is like fully visible. Like,
fully visible.
In the
fully
whole.
visible. And yeah, man, dude, look into this, man. Like on the pamphlet, I have some resources on the back.
Yeah.
Just check out 200 proofs.
Okay.
And that video 200 proofs, and either along the video you're gonna be like, bro, this nigga's fucking stupid, and just get out of the video, or it's gonna have you like scratching your head, man.
So okay, so do you think that the sun revolves around the Earth? I'm just like
I do believe in
the sun revolves around the
geocentric view.
So so therefore you think that the sun is smaller than the Earth, or it just weighs less than the Earth?
Well, from what we can observe here on Earth, our senses tell us that the sun is one, not 93 million miles away, and two, it's
1
not
mile away. Because
I'm not sure how far. I'm not gonna go there.
I'm pretty sure planes go.
But NASA says that, or at least our schools say, it's 93 million miles away.
Yeah.
And our senses, because human beings can't see that far, say that that's not true.
No.
Our senses say
well, of course, let's say.
Oh shit, there's a mosquito on you, bro.
Oh fuck yeah, dude. Yeah, my hate.
Fuck me too, bro, dude.
Bro, but okay, let's say you have like a marble and you chuck it as far as you can, right? Obviously, you're not gonna see it if you throw it like. It's gonna be harder to see if you throw it over there. Right. But if you have like, I don't know, like one of those yoga balls and you chuck it the same distance, it's gonna be way easier.
So you're saying if I threw a yoga ball,
something bigger,
93 million miles away, we'd be able to see?
Well, no, not a yoga ball, because a yoga ball
how does this not the same thing?
The sun is big as fuck. So
well, that's what they say. And how can we prove that? Because our senses don't tell us that. Our senses say that it's not that big. But there's, like I said, there's no way to prove.
Here's how you're well, I can't prove that, but I could prove yours wrong, because you say that the
well, I didn't say how big it is or anything.
I'm just saying
but
you're saying that it revolves around the Earth, right? So it weighs less than the Earth, and you think it's
well, I don't know how much it weighs, but it's smaller than the Earth.
Well, if it goes around the Earth, it weighs less than the Earth, because
well, I mean, now we're getting into like, I mean, I do think that there is a God, and I do think that it's intelligently I try to stay away from like the religious side of flat Earth.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think that these things are in our skies because God put them there, you know. And I mean, and then that also goes into like, well, I mean, because I don't think space is real, man.
Yeah.
You know, and that's a big misconception people get with flat Earth. You know what I mean?
Because
people
you know,
think
like
it's like,
you know how at like Best Buy they have like the TV screens that like go in. So you think it's like a big like whole TV screen? Or?
Well, we'll see. Like, well, if you were to go on YouTube, man, and type in like, if you wanted to learn, like, even like try and understand what like my like concept is. When you search flat Earth, you would get like a bunch of fake shit first. Yeah. And like this, like Neil deGrasse Tyson,
I mean, if you look up round Earth, you could also find it.
True, exactly, man. But like, I mean, basically, Neil deGrasse Tyson, when he went on TV and debunked flat Earth, he did it wrong because he used a model. Yeah,
sorry.
It's all good.
Sorry about that.
It's all good, dude.
Oh shit, yeah, I gotta go. Sorry about
good.
that.
Have a good day, man. Look into that shit, dude. Right. Have a good one. Nice talking to you, man. Good day. I hope he looks into it, man. I mean, damn, I guess he got me with the gravity. I mean, yeah, they can just fucking throw gravity for everything, man. He kept saying gravity, bro. And I was trying to understand, cause like, I mean, I'm drunk and I don't really know all the like science stuff of it, cause what I know is secondhand information, you know, from what all these other people are doing their experiments and stuff. So I can't say that I know, like, you know what I mean? Like, so, I mean, I don't know. But from well, yeah, there's never been an experiment proving water sticking to a spinning ball. I know that. And I was trying to tell him, like, I mean, it doesn't matter if we can look over here at this pond and see the water there. If we can't have an experiment here on Earth to replicate that, then it's pseudoscience. There is no fucking evidence to prove it. It's pure belief. It's pure belief. Pure belief. So, alright, YouTube. I'm probably gonna make my way back home now. I'll roll up another joint or something, cause I have weed at the house, so no point. Yeah, I'll chill. Maybe somebody else will come, wanna get flat smacked, and I shall do it. Lagunitas Brewing Company papers. What the fuck? I didn't even notice that shit. But yeah, guys. I mean, it was a good day. I mean, if anything, I got him talking about it, and I got him really questioning what even he thought. Because, I mean, I'm hoping he's going to go home and be like, man, I got to at least, next time somebody talks to me about Flat Earth, I got to be able to tell him off. And so I hope he fucking looks into, like, that 200 proofs video or something, man, that I have on that brochure. Because I mean, he's a young individual, open-minded, skeptic. Very smart. He was using his brain, trying to understand and conceptualize and fucking even think of experiments and things to prove me wrong. So, I mean, I just got to give him props for that, for using his brain, because they don't want you to nowadays. So, hell yeah, man. That's why I'm out here getting people to use their brain. Wake the fuck up. That guy did have some good herbs. Peace and blessing to the universe, as it was in the beginning, shall it be ever, world without end. Bon Dieu. Yeah, that was. I mean, I hope I got the conversation on the video, because I'm not sure if I did. There was one other guy that said he was going to come back around. He had to go talk to somebody or something. He took the flyer, but he said he was going to come back around. So, hopefully he does that before I get gone here. But I could have sworn I heard it mentioned on a podcast or something that Jaren is from SF. If anybody knows if that's true, can somebody please tell him to look at my channel? It would fucking mean a fucking lot if I got to meet Jaren. Fucking those guys are like my Morpheus, man. They like fucking woke me up. Yeah, I'm gonna have to fucking study up on fucking gravity, man. Cause I mean, not gravity, but on buoyancy and these ways to debunk it, man. Cause I mean, yeah, he was throwing all these fucking different things at me. Hi, how you doing? Yeah, you want to smoke?
I literally just did.
Oh, lit.
Yeah.
You have a Snapchat?
I don't use Snapchat.
Oh shit, it's good. It's good.
Yeah.
Did you check out the pamphlet?
No.
No? Oh, okay. Go home, get high, and look at that shit.
Oh
It's some like high shit, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I just like walked around and then I found like I think people like live in these like little like
I know.
yeah,
I know.
They're like sick though. They
Wait,
look,
what?
They look like it's just like it's like
They look sick.
they look sick as fuck. It's like they're like little
Do you need an
houses
EMT?
made out of trees.
Wait, what? That's crazy.
I'm serious.
Like some Hansel and Gretel
Yeah.
type. Whoa.
No, not like a house, but they're like
Hella,
coverings.
like, okay.
they're like
Yeah.
coverings that like people like form.
Did you go inside?
I did. And then
What, really?
then
What
I
the
saw-
fuck?
I saw some shit over there. Like,
Lying,
like
for real?
sheets.
You really, like, fucking went in?
Yeah. I saw some
What
shit,
the
and I was-
fuck?
I was like, wait.
She was like, wait, what the fuck is in here?
And yeah. Then I left. And I had seen somebody like on the way there. And
He was
they had,
probably
like,
going in, like, what the fuck?
So, I don't know. It was really weird.
Bruh.
But it's a
That's
super
hella
cool
funny.
spot. You just gotta
Where is
explore
it? What the
It's really
fuck?
Close.
Is it, like, beyond Hippie Hill?
Like, okay, so you go through the tunnel,
Yeah.
and there's like a path that goes off to the right. It's not paved. It's
Yeah.
just like a dirt path.
Oh, like,
You go through
after
there,
you get to the fort.
And you have to explore like that area to find the spot. I
Okay.
think.
This is like the fucking, like, Narnia or something. We gotta,
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean? Like, that shit is, that's why it's so fun to, like, get high here and just, you know what I mean, fucking
Yeah.
walk. Or even people that do love nature, you know? It's such a beautiful place, you know? Hell yeah.
I have a question. Do you do
Yeah.
acid?
I do, yeah. I
I-
used to
I
do
was,
a
like,
lot.
sitting here and I was like-
I
I was talking to you earlier, and I was thinking he definitely does acid.
yeah. I used to do a lot of acid. I mean, I used to love like microdosing and going to see like movies. The last one I did was like Spider-Man: Homecoming. I microdosed and I went to see that, and that was amazing. And like I did like a scary movie one time because I wanted to see what that was like.
God, no.
But it was like completely like funny as fuck. I was there with my friend and we were like literally laughing at the screen, like, no, don't open the fucking door. He's there. You know, it was weird. It was weird. It was pretty interactive. It was cool though. Are you from the city?
I'm from Georgia.
Oh
but I
shit.
live here.
That's actually like, my dream is to move down to not Atlanta, but fucking down south to like Louisiana,
Oh.
fucking Alabama. People keep telling me that like it's so different though.
If you go to Georgia and you go to like Macon, Georgia, it's like a cool area. There's like a lot of like booze.
I mean, is it as diverse as out here though? Because people keep telling me like it's completely different. Like the diversity is not like you see out here. Nothing like that.
I feel like it's a lot more diverse in like Macon and like where I live is where I was from.
Okay.
Is Warner Robins. It's like an Air Force base.
Oh shit, for real?
And my dad was military. My mom was
That's
military.
hella
my
dope.
brother was military.
That's hella
That's
dope.
not-
That's hella dope.
I hate the military.
No, I mean, I truly believe, and this flat Earth thing is like, I mean, really, what it is something to like open our minds. Because once I kind of opened my mind to the possibility that what we lived on could be a lie, then like that's like what else could be a lie, you know? And then I started looking into like pharmaceuticals, and I just like slightly started coming across like I mean, like, I heard a story about, like, you know how they say oil doesn't regenerate until, like, hella years, right? Like, that shit doesn't come back for, like, a long time, you know? But, like, there's, like, stories of people that are, like, supposedly, like, stock oil rigs that'll go out of order, and then, like, 3 years later start back up. And it's like, I mean, this information isn't on the news, but, like, if it's possible that
I think
they're...
it's also because they're not, like... We're depleting like our like quality oil sources. I can't remember like the terms for like the types of like oil. Like there's like
Yeah, there's like a few. Yeah, you're right.
yeah, but there's like crude oil and like stuff like that, and there's like the ones that are like hybrid, like or it's like the ones that it's like basically water.
Yeah.
With like a sprinkle of oil or whatever.
Yeah.
Like they probably like drilled for like the quality, the high quality stuff that they wanted. And then like left everything else like to itself.
I don't know how far they drill for oil, but did you know that, you know, in our science class, right, they tell us Earth is like core, mantle, inner core, outer core, you know what I mean? Iron, magma. Did you know that the furthest scientists have ever drilled, humanity has ever drilled, is 8 miles? And it's in Russia. And this is what's weird. After 8 miles, the rock starts becoming like some kind of like plastic like material, and our drill bits won't work. It's fucking weird. I'm just starting to look into it and do some research.
Yeah.
But it's fucking interesting. It's interesting.
Well, I know that I still think that scientifically it's possible for there to be like a flat planet.
Oh, okay,
I just don't
okay.
think it's possible because
Okay.
you have to have like a center of gravity.
Yep.
And with something that's like
See, that's what the last dude was talking to me about, center of gravity. And see, I like you and him are gonna make me go home. Like literally, I just told my viewers when I go home, I'm gonna have to do some research on that topic because, yeah, I mean like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like
you have to have a
I
center
don't,
for
yeah,
something.
yeah, exactly.
It's not gonna be like something that's like a flat plane. It has to like go outwards. It's like magnetic fields.
Yeah, yeah.
It's all around. It's not just in two areas.
Definitely.
you know?
And like that's what like just like one lady asked me like, what about up and down? And I was like, I was trying to understand, and like I couldn't think of anything to say because I mean she's kind of right on that one. On a ball, yeah, you do have up, down, you know what I mean, and these directions on a flat plane. And the last dude was like, well, what's on the bottom? You know what I mean? Well, really, we don't know. All we know is that there's and that's why like a lot of flat earthers stick to like real things like everything in NASA. For example, the Big Bang. Me and you can never prove if that was real or not, by no means necessary, because they say it happened in a galaxy far, far away, long time ago, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, long time ago.
Yeah.
Nobody can get to that time and prove if that happened or not.
Yeah.
And that's the same with and actually it's not the same. I mean, because the whole globe Earth model, the heliocentric model, and just like for specifically like the curvature of Earth, people just automatically believe it. You know what I mean? Like we've never been taught the curvature chart. But if you Google the curvature chart, like it shows you, and it has the calculations done. Like at each mile, this is how much it should drop. And on that, I think on that, did I show you on your pamphlet? There's like a photo of Chicago taken like 40 miles away. On that chart, it says 40 miles, 1,066 feet below the curvature. We should be seeing like the tips of the of the skyscrapers. You know, it's like and it's just. That's why I do believe in God and everything.
You said
but
it's 16,000 feet below the curvature of the Earth?
1,066 specifically.
1,066.
Yeah, like 1,066.
Is it below the curvature of the Earth? Or is
Below
it
the curvature of the Earth. Like drop, like 1,066 feet of drop. Yeah. Like we should at most see the tips of the skyscrapers at the most. At the most. There's no way we should see Chicago 40 miles away. It's impossible. How's it going, brother?
Oh, you guys got a cigarette?
I don't, brother. I don't, brother.
Yeah.
Okay.
How you doing today, man? It's a beautiful day, brother. Man, I like that shirt straight out of Modesto, man. Hell yeah, brother. Have a good day, guys.
San Francisco.
Hell yeah, it's beautiful people out here. That's like this is another thing. Like it's just I love seeing how there's still beautiful humanity in the world. You know, like a lot of people walk in their phones and like they just won't even come out and talk to like a stranger. You know, and I feel like yeah, just the fact that I get a lot of people, different people talking is just amazing. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Everyone's super friendly, like in this area, I think, because.
Yeah.
Like, especially in this area.
Hell yeah, you're right. Yeah, like
if you go to
especially
Outer
this area.
Sunset,
It's
if
true
you
as fuck.
go to Outer Sunset, which is where I live, people aren't like quite like that
I feel
unless
it.
you already
I feel it.
know them, or if you like pet their dog, they're a little bit friendlier.
Oh, shit,
But-
like I tried to do this in like Marina and like downtown. Hell no. It's like, and that's what's weird. It's like, have you
yeah,
ever noticed how like
Marina-
if you like sit downtown and smoke a joint, it's like people are like, they gotta go here, I gotta go there, I gotta go there. It's like, they don't. It's like kind of like they don't want us to stop and think. Well, why do we have to always run to all these places? You know, it's like they literally keep us distracted, and that's why I don't really even watch TV anymore because like sports and all of that shit. Like all of my friends, and like I'm losing a lot of friends over this stuff because all of my friends talk about these carnal ass things. Like, oh, I'm dating this person. I got this new ass shit. But this is all like very material things, you know.
Yeah.
Whereas like, what about our meaning here? Like, you know, like this is like you know, and so, yeah. I mean, hell yeah.
I don't know. I have thoughts. For me, it's not like it's really about like our meaning here. I feel well, it is, but
Well, like,
We're only-
even, like
we're
where,
only-
like, if we knew where we were, if it's possible that Earth is flat, a lot of like that's I mean that like a lot of flat earthers turn to God because, I mean, it kind of leads to evidence as there being like a creator or some kind of divine intelligence because the evidence of there being like some kind of firmament or dome is like we have air pressure here on Earth, and it's impossible to mimic the experiment of having air pressure without a container. It is completely impossible to have air pressure without like a sealed container, and so that's the only evidence we kind of have pointing to there being some kind of like firmament as like.
But there's
you know,
also
people go.
okay, so in space, like there's no gases.
Yeah, that's a vacuum, right?
There's no gases.
It's a
in
vacuum, right?
So
Is there water
there's-
in space?
I don't know why, but I think the gases on Earth somehow
Like separated,
that,
right?
that the Earth has like created like over.
Let me
over
actually
billions of
show you
years.
something. Let me actually show
It's
you
created
something.
like this layer of gas that makes it so there's like there's like a surface like blocking everything from us. Not blocking it necessarily, but like there is like
Okay. There's actually an experiment done. I think it was at the last Question All conference. So we had you know those when you like on the freeway those tanker trucks holding like the fuel and shit. It's like tin ass metal that holds the fuel. So we had there was an experiment done. They had one tank on like the left side, which was a vacuum, a mimic of space. And then they had on the right side, which was the gases that are supposedly found on Earth. Now, like there was a barrier like at first there was a barrier, and so in space, I mean, science tells us that there is no physical barrier between us and space. Like it's gases, like you said, right?
Yeah.
The gases found in our atmosphere. Now, when we mimicked this though with an experiment, literally, as soon as they lifted the barrier, it crushed. Like I think it was like 5 tons, like in like 0.3 of a second. It was crazy. Like there's no way for there to be gas next to a vacuum. There's no way. There has to be a physical barrier. There has to be. There's no way. Look into it. Look into it. Well, if you have something that can that I can look into, I'm open-minded as fuck. Fuck yeah.
So,
oh yeah.
I had a thought. Okay, wow. God, I had a thought. Okay, so there being a surface outside that blocks the gases from escaping the Earth. If you look at other planets, I believe they have that too. Like I don't know. Like obviously
Right, we don't know.
We don't know.
We don't know, right?
We don't know because there's also
You're lit.
I don't know. I feel like okay. Listen. The Earth is amazing. Everything that all the processes there's the nitrogen cycle, there's the carbon
There's so
cycle,
much
there's all
evidence
that
to
shit
there
going
being a
on.
God. To me, this is
everything
all
happening.
God. Fuck yes. Nothing can be this beautiful unless there was pure love. Unless there was a source of pure love and light. Like the fact that dogs see black and white. We see the color spectrum. That is a blessing in and of itself, you know?
I think it's the Earth itself, a living thing. It's just amazing in itself, and you don't really need it. I don't know. For me, it's I don't need to have an explanation better than
Yeah,
that.
definitely.
The Earth is just it does what it does.
And
It has all these processes to make everything
Hell yeah, you're right. You're right.
You know?
You're right.
So I feel even though we don't need you can't replicate what the Earth does. You can't replicate every single cycle the Earth does with a single experiment. And if you separate those experiments,
Well, we can replicate separate
you
ones.
can't do separate ones. You have to have them
Sure.
combined in order for you to replicate the exact everything going on.
I feel it.
You
I
have to
feel
do
it.
on
I
a very
feel it.
small scale,
I
and
feel
that's
it.
just impossible.
I feel it. Yeah, I feel it. Yeah, I feel it. It's impossible. You're right. That's why honestly, and I've watched a lot of debates between flat earthers and astrophysicists and people with these degrees, and it really comes down, if you watch these debates, it's both have points that will really have you scratching your head. And when it really comes down to it, both parties agree that there is truly no way to prove whether Earth is round or flat. Because even if you were to send a civilian, a flat earther, and a government official up to the moon to tell everybody back here what it is, humans are susceptible to bribery.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And so really there's no way. There's truly no way. And so all we can really do is and it's so terrible, you know? It's sad that we really can't prove it, but all we can do is take these little pieces of evidence and point in a direction, because that's kind of how my biggest red flags for there's something being wrong with a spherical Earth is seeing too far, the image of Chicago. Whoa, that's weird to me. The second thing was space bubbles. Is there water in space? No, right? It's a fucking vacuum, right?
Yeah.
If you watch, and you know NASA has their 24/7 footage of them doing their spacewalk, supposedly right now, we could go on YouTube, 24/7 footage of them doing their live spacewalk. Now, if you watch this for more than 20 minutes, I guarantee you'll see bubbles flying around. And 6 million people have seen this and are whoa, what the fuck is this? And so there's bubbles flying around. And so I've asked an astrology teacher at City College, and millions of other people have asked science people this question too, and they all say, and what NASA says it is, are ice particles. Well, isn't ice frozen fucking water? And they say, well, that it comes from Venus. The teacher said, well, it's coming from Venus. Well, all right, well, I'll accept that. The only problem is that if you watch these videos of the bubbles, in Newton's, there's 2 types of gravity. There's Newtonian and Einsteinian. in Newtonian gravity, he says that in space, an object in motion stays in motion unless its force acts upon it, right? But if you like literally watch these videos, and there's people that like literally, you'll see the bubble go up, and then it'll like make a sharp curve. And that right there is like one of the biggest red flags I have, pointing to either they made a mistake in mainstream science somewhere, or how the fuck are these things like moving? If in video we can literally see a bubble going and then like with nothing touching it, boop, you know what I mean? And the people put like side by side videos of underwater bubbles and space bubbles, and really there's no there's no real difference other than in the space footage. There's no other real difference other than in the space footage it looks a little bit more wider, but they move the same way, you know. And check this out, like literally YouTube fucking space bubbles, NASA space bubbles, and they'll be like it's crazy, it's pretty crazy, flying all out of their helmets and shit. And did you know? Let me actually show you this picture, because a lot of people maybe don't know this, that NASA actually does their training missions underwater in a fucking pool the size of 2 football fields. And to me, the only reason why they would do that is for the effect of weightlessness, really. I mean, because the physics don't add up.
Yeah.
No, I mean, if you push something in water, like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
You can't really replicate like being
Exactly.
in space.
I mean, well, zero-G planes, have you ever heard of that?
I mean, actually, yeah, that is
Ever heard of
possible.
that?
Yeah, I know.
Ah, man, research flat Earth. Don't take the blue pill. Have a good one. And you know how he's laughing? Research cognitive dissonance. It's a disease. It's actually, if you study Charles Manson and how cults work, there was a study done. If you have a set of beliefs, and if somebody comes along and says, hey, I have evidence saying that what you believe may not be correct, it's a disease that if you react instantly with laughter, anger, or like aggression, there's like 3 key things. It's like it becomes cognitive dissonance. The fact that he just heard that and was like, no, Earth is a fucking ball, you know what I mean? And started laughing and running away. Do you see? That's a fucking disease. You don't have it, obviously. You see what I mean? But like, it's a real thing. It's a real thing. It's a very real thing.
Yeah. I believe it. It's funny.
You know?
Yeah. I just thought it was a dick move.
Well, I like literally get that all the time, and it's literally people like you, and like that literally like that are willing to open their mind and stop and talk. That really like that's why I do it, you know? Because maybe, I don't know, but maybe you'll go home and at the least you'll be like, you know what? Let me prove to myself that Earth is round.
Yeah.
And if you look at any one of those resources I have on that brochure, if you try and understand where I'm coming from, and you go on YouTube and just type in flat Earth beliefs, you'll get a bunch of government information, which is like fake. You know what I mean? Neil deGrasse Tyson explains the flat Earth model as like a flat disk with a bunch of round planets in space. I don't believe the space is real, you know? And so if you're really gonna understand the concept, like you have to in a scientific, using the scientific mentality, you have to think from both perspectives, you know? And so
there's definitely different ways of like using like the scientific method.
Yeah, so like every video on YouTube debunking flat Earth is done using the disk in space with all the other round planets. You know what I mean? And like that right there is like, well, why would Earth be flat if all the other planets are round? You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? You know? And so we don't believe that space is real. I mean now I'm not saying that there aren't lights in our sky. What I'm saying is that if we were to go on Google right now and type in like image of Saturn, right? With the rings, we'd see like a big beige ball with like a little different color hues of brown and beige, and the rings would be like slightly different colors, you know what I mean? But if you were to get the highest zoom telescope you could find at any space agency and look at this fucking Saturn, what you'll see is it'll look like a beige light with what appears to be something going around it. You know what I mean? No, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Shit, when I fucking got my dreads, I didn't even know how hard it was for people with long hair. Like, shit getting in my eyes. I had fucking, fucking hair in my eyes all the time. I was so...
Yeah, I cut my hair, 5 years ago.
For real, huh?
Yeah. Honestly,
Yeah.
I have to go because I forgot. I just had band practice.
Oh, that's all good. What band are you in?
It's not like no one knows it.
Oh, do you do house shows?
No, we haven't played a show yet. Like, we're just starting, and we have a show in like a month and a half. Well,
Oh, shit.
actually, just kidding. We have a show in a month.
Dope.
So, like they were like, I saw them at a party like 2 days ago, and they were like, hey, so we have a show on like May 31st, and I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
I feel like. All right. Well, have a good
Yeah,
day. My
I
name
do.
is Will. Nice to meet you.
I'm Kat.
Have a
Nice
good
to meet
day.
you. Yeah.
Yep. Have a good one. All right, guys. I think I'm gonna call it a. Call it a day. It's dead out here, man. She's leaving. She was pretty cool. It's dead out here. There's fucking no one. There's literally fucking no one.